What a week. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions here with a super quick market update. So recapping my trade on MSTZ. As you guys saw in today's earlier video, I think I was up like $1,000 or like $1,500. I ended up closing the day on MSTZ at $5,392 and leaving myself with my one lucky share. On top of that, another position that I took was Oklo. I walked away with $4,100 on that trade. And the last one was MSTR, again, one of my favorite stocks to short. As this thing sold off, not only did I make money on MSTZ, which is the inverse ETF, which goes up when MSTR goes down, but also I said, screw it, I want to make money off of the big papa. That's MSTR, so I shorted it and walked away with $998. There's a thing called the blind trading challenge. I don't like to look at how much I'm up or down when I'm actively taking a trade. I talk to my Learn Plan Profit team every morning about this. They get to watch me trade live. If you ever want to watch me trade live, it's the second link in the description down below. But if you ever feel influenced by how much you're up or down, then you have to remind yourself that the reason that you took the trade is because you see a specific amount, most likely, of, potential to make money, and also there's some potential to lose, and they're based off of risk to reward ratios. So as long as my trade is still in play and it hasn't exceeded my max dollar loss or my max percent loss, then at that point I should still carry the trade regardless of how much I'm up or down, obviously taking position size into consideration. But that's the whole thing behind the blind trading challenge, is to focus on the actual trade opportunity itself and believing on the risk to reward ratio, not just how much money I'm up or down on the trade. So as you can see, I was not paying attention to if I was up $1,000. I was paying attention to, was the trade still in play? And when I saw that it was consolidating at the same support range as it has been in the past before, I just decided to play it safe. And like we've said before, when in doubt, never be afraid to cash out. And as you can see, I left myself with my one lucky share on this as well. Other than that, the thing that I want to remind you is that next week, the big focus, what everyone is going to be talking about, is the Fed rate decision. That is going to be on December 10th, and it's most likely, if I'm not mistaken, is going to happen at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I do plan to live stream it on my YouTube channel, just another reason to subscribe. So normally how this works out is, as of right now, let me refresh it. There's an 82.8% probability that the Federal Reserve is going to cut interest rates according to this Fed rate monitor tool. And there is a 17.2% probability that the Federal Reserve is going to pause. I want to remind you, in the last meeting, Jerome Powell said if not enough data is actually released, like when driving in the fog, you proceed with caution and you don't cut rates. But now, according to this rate tool, it's saying that it's going to cut rates because the labor market has shown to be so weak. As many of you guys saw, the most recent non-farm payrolls came out much lower than what was expected. And the ADP employment change was also terrible. Also, the big concern is inflation. The two mandates, price stability, but also a strong labor market. We have a very weak labor market, which supports a rate cut. But then when cutting rates is inflationary. And that's the pickle that the Federal Reserve is in. Inflation has been going up. It's at one of the highest levels, according to the most recent PCE report, since 2023. So how do you justify cutting rates to strengthen the labor market when it's going to weaken the inflation rate? It's going to cause inflation to go higher, which is not something that we want. Very simple question. Do you want the Federal Reserve to cut rates, and in return, we all pay more for groceries? That doesn't really make sense, right? Because the thought process is, okay, the Federal Reserve is going to cut rates so we can stimulate our economy and so we can hopefully create more jobs. But the whole reason we lost jobs were not because higher rates. It's just because we've had this new AI boom and mass deportations, right? So again, we'll see next week what the Federal Reserve decides to do. The first step is the rate decision. And then 30 minutes after, Jerome Powell goes live. And then he begins to give his statement and then answer analyst questions. This is where the market can get very volatile. But this is one of my favorite times to be watching the market to see how it reacts according to what he says, if it's hawkish or dovish. Again, we'll talk about this a little bit more in detail in our live trading session this, what is it going to be, Wednesday, December 10th. and then we can better decide, do we want to go long or do we want to go short? But as you saw, all positions are closed going into the weekend. Hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. I'll see you on Monday for our live trading session. And for all those that want to tune on in to watch me trade live, it's the second link in the description down below. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. You'll get to watch me trade live every single day. We have people that signed up back in 2018. They paid once and they still watch me trade live every single day. So whenever you're ready to join, second link down below. We have a big discount there for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.